Hey, boys and girls, this is Mr. Kurtzil. We are doing our math, and actually, for our last 2 weeks of school, we'll be doing review math. So we're not going to be working on any big concepts again. We're going to make sure we go over the concepts that we should have pretty solid going into fourth grade. And we started third grade going into discussing rounding. All right, and we talked about rounding two different ways. Okay, one way we talked about kind of like a roller coaster, meaning that if the number 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 was on this side of the roller coaster, we would round down. And if we had 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it would go to the next level. All right. So another way we thought about is on a number line, on where our numbers would fall on our number line. So let's take the number 14, and we want to round it to the closest 10. All right, so what tens would that be in between? So remember, you have to look at the tens. Well, the number 14 on a number line we know is going to be between 10 and 20, right? That's the next 10 that we have. And if I had my number line and I marked it, that's 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. And on this time, 16, 17, 18, 19, 14 would fall right on this line. And what 10 is that closest to? Your 10 or your 20? That would go to your closest 10. So 14 would round to 10. All right, we're going to do another one. So let's say now we're rounding to the closest 100. So I have 179. So remember, since we're rounding to the closest 100, I have to look at the 100. And I look at the number right next to the number I have to round, right? 7 is the number I have to focus on. That number 9 is not important for us. And if I look at my roller coaster on the side, 7 is telling us we have to round up. So what 100 is this in between? Well, we have 100 on a number line, and we'd have 200 on a number line. And if we thought where 179 is, here's where 150, we know 179 is somewhere over here. We know that's going to be closer to 200. So 179 would round to 200. So you always have to look at the numbers that you're talking about, all right, the number that you have to round. So for example, the last thing real fast, again, this is a review, we should know this. If I took 179 again, but this time I want to round it to the closest 10, I wouldn't look at the 100 anymore. I would actually look at the 7, because that's the 10, that's in the 10's place value. Now I do have to look at the 9. And is the 9 going to make me round up to the next 10 or back down to 70? On a number line again, I'm looking at the 7s. I have 70 and 80, the 10s that it's in between. 79 is here, so it's going to round up to 80. But my answer is not just 80, it's 180. I can't forget about that 1 right there. All right, so again, this is a review. It's something we should know by now, something we should feel pretty comfortable with. We have a couple of questions for you to answer on that. Please take your time, make sure you're doing it correctly. Show that you learned this skill. So when you go into fourth grade, you're ready for bigger and better things, guys. All right, have a good